we sort of molded it in this translucent material, so it changes depending on the environment you're in. Sometimes you'll read just surfaces, other times it will sort of appear very, very translucent. There's also a pen, so you can write and draw.
Find a way to harness this, connect us together into a community, and we'll do amazing things.
We need to focus on doing that, catching people's attention, really hitting them with what Apple is. And I'm telling you, what I saw today, the visual is what gets people. And you show them these things, these great things, these beautiful machines, and then you let them know what's in the machines.
There is a PC and there is an Apple, and they're basically, in a sense, that, you know, they come from the same family. But what is different about it? Why is it that I can't really enter into a creative world of mystery and magic on a PC the way I think I can on a Mac? It's because when I'm working in a room with a PC, I'm alone. I am alone. But when I'm working on a Mac, I'm not alone. I don't feel alone. I feel like there's this odd companion, comrade, who is helping me along.
Well, the way I got started doing this was that I saw a film called The Mystery of Picasso, and it was a film showing how he drew and how his mind worked. And while I do feel that drawing is the most immediate form of graphic art. And when it's as immediate as this, and not only can you do it, but you can record it and play it back instantly, we've got a whole new kind of spontaneous form here.
Software development's always been kind of actually a hobby for me. Turned out to be a little more successful than I'd expected, but my real job is as a visual effects artist. I've been at ILM for 11 years now. I've been kind of pushing the use of Macintoshes more for feature film effects work. Those of you who've seen the Star Wars Special Edition that came out in January, kind of as a technology experiment and exploration of how far could I push this. This is all done with modeling in Form Z, texture maps in Photoshop, animation and lighting and rendering an electric image, completely at home on one, it was a Power Mac 8180.
I read Mac Wow Secrets in bed. It's like my nighttime reading. So I've become a complete computer nerd, and I'm so proud. And I go around, you know, calling my friends now and telling them that I'm an Apple master, and it's just, it's really, it's so great.
It's incredibly exciting for us to be able to talk to you, Apple. You know, I bought my first Mac at Macy's in, I think, '85, and from that moment I was completely hooked. Scribbling with Zipatone on a mouse, it was a great concept. So I got one as a toy and just started playing with it, and I realized really quickly that all of those rather idealistic, cliche-sounding concepts like personal freedom, liberation, all the things that were in that 1984 commercial were completely true.
This machine covers the most amazing spectrum of possibilities. Look at this as a possibility with the new QuickTime Media layer of what people might be able to do.
2:45, would you lock the door? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
It's that ability to go from the most amazing theatrical production to something that is terribly personal on the same machine that is staggering to me. And thank you, Apple, and thank you.
It takes a lot, I think, in the business I am, to be able to say that there are visuals that I've never seen before. And I think today and yesterday, I think we all saw a bit of the future. The fact that Apple has made this so easy, it really becomes an incredibly valuable tool.
Ooh, that's how it always starts. But then later there's running and screaming.
I'd bleed rainbow. The bottom line is that you know, I've been working with Macintoshes also since, you know, right before they were officially announced, and I had one of the early ones. I push this stuff. I'm never satisfied. I always want it faster. I always want the interface to reflect the latest in design technology. I want it more portable. I want it lighter. And I don't care what it costs.
There is not a television show that we get in, not any television show, that isn't cut on either an Avid or a Macintosh-based editing system before it's online. From every speech I give and every presentation for advertisers around the country, to producing the Ricky Lake Show, to making our programs both for Fox and for Warner Brothers, to making our promotion, virtually everything ties into the Mac.
I think the Mac has helped make me, has let me reinvent myself, or should I say repurpose myself, as a digital storyteller. We call this first scene the dock after Woodstock. This is a very high-minded interactive game. For example, you can make the yes, and my favorite thing is the rat that eats the other dead seagull. It goes down from there. The good news is that Pissed is very popular amongst 13-year-old boys, a stage of development from which I have never progressed. This game was made by a Mac. I wrote it on a Mac. All of the modeling was done on a Mac. I did all of the sound design and sound recording on Mac-based tools. I mean, there wasn't a PC that touched this sucker.
Yes, I call myself a digital storyteller, and I'll say only this about the Mac. I'm glad I lived long enough to have these tools and technology in my hands. What I would like to do is show one story here from my own family archives called Redheads, and it's a story that my mother wrote, and that my mother and I and my daughter Megan, who is also in this business, put together during a 3-day digital storytelling workshop.
It might be hard for you to believe that once upon a time I was a little girl. I grew up in an old farmhouse in a small town on Lake Erie in western New York State.
Every story that we're producing is produced on a Macintosh, edited on a Macintosh, and will be displayed in this theater in Las Vegas on a Macintosh. Mac good. Thank you.
Now, just to button the dance, this is an example of how long it takes Windows to load.